Make Hawaiian smoked meat at home without a smokehouse. Delicious bite-sized pieces of marinated pork smoked to perfection and pan-fried with a secret ingredient. I'll teach you how to make it, so stick around. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. And today we'll be making delicious smoked meat, but you don't need a smokehouse to make this. I'll get to that in a little bit, but first we're gonna prepare the meat because we have to get it marinating overnight. So first we're gonna start with some pork. I usually go with pork butt, however, of course, when I decided to make this, went to the store, they didn't have pork butt, they had pork shoulder, and I normally buy the boneless. This had bones in it, so I kind of had to, I'm not a butcher, but I kind of had to chop it up. Normally, you would cut them in long, thin strips, maybe like 2 inches thick. I guess that's not thin, that's more thick. But the one that I have pre-soaked already, they're kind of in steak shape form, which is fine. So we'll cut these up into strips. And this one kind of already is how we want it, but it's a little thick. So we'll go ahead and cut it in half. You don't want it too thick because it'll take so long and we'll have a hard time getting the smoke and the flavors in. You want to wash your hands before, which I did. So 2 by 2 by, I don't know, 8, 10. Not good at the guesstimating, but they'll be in strips like this. Even this one I had to kind of cut around the bone to get that. And this is too thick this way. So we'll cut this one in half and that'll be this way. And then we'll just make more strips. These ones are a little bit shorter in length, but that's fine. The thicker you make it, not too thick, but the thicker you make it, then it won't dry out as much. So these little not bite size, but these pieces that came off are fine. And last piece, you'll leave that fat cap on, don't worry about it, because when you grill it up, it'll be okay. All right, so that's the meat. Let me just wash my hands and I'll show you guys how to make the marinade. All right, hands are washed again. Now we'll get to the marinade. Now, everybody and their grandma makes smoked meat different, but this is how I make mine. If you make it different, awesome, let me know. I'm always down to learn new things, but yeah, this is how I make it. So first we're gonna start with some garlic, not garlic, this is ginger. And you'll need about an inch of it or so. So what I like to do is I just slice it, leave the skin on, and then you'll just make thin slices like this and you'll just toss it in whole, just like that. Be careful of your fingers. That's that part. And then garlic. I always talk about this garlic press. Life-changing, I tell you. I'll link it in the description box below if you want to get yourself one. Couple of cloves of garlic, you'll just put it in, squeeze it, and it comes through like that. If you like it more garlicky, you can totally add more. If you want less, add less. That's the great thing about recipes is you can adjust it to your liking. Baking, on the other hand, you gotta leave it how it is for the most part. Oh my goodness, how come? Try again. There. That was a big one. And then pieces that came out, you can put that one back in. And then push that through. And then we'll just put that off. Okay. Now for the marinade, you'll get yourself a bowl. And into the bowl is gonna go shoyu. Shoyu is Japanese style soy sauce. You can find it in the Asian aisle at most grocery stores. If it's not in your grocery store, you can buy it online at your online retailers. And then you're gonna get some brown sugar. I like to use golden brown, but you can use dark or light. The more dark the sugar, the more molasses flavor. I say that all the time. And then the ginger, that'll go in straight in like that. And then the garlic as well. So you're gonna put that in. Don't forget, you'll need something to stir it with. Mix that up. Then the sugar will dissolve. What we're gonna do is get the meat that we cut up earlier and we're gonna put it into a zip top bag. You could totally put it into like a baking tray or a bowl if you wanted to, but I find these are the easiest. Put the meat in. This is a big piece, so we'll see how that one goes. You wanna try and get them generally about the same thickness so they cook at the same speed. If you have thicker pieces, then you can put those closer to the heat source. And then the whole trick here, move that to the side, is pouring it in without spilling it. Balance it like so. Having someone help you hold it, that would probably be ideal, but you know, just me right now. Okay, marinade. It's gonna go straight in. I saw these bag holder thingies. It looks like a little plastic stand and you slide the bag in. I should get me some of those. All you have to do is close that up. You wanna get as much of the air out as you can. If you got those vacuum seal bags, you can do it, but these zip top bags work great too. And then what I like to do is when I put them in the fridge, I like to put it in like a baking dish or something just to catch it, just in case it leaks, because you never know. Massage it around to get all those juices in. And then I just stick this into the fridge. I'll be right back. Growing up as a kid, my dad and uncles made smoked meat in these makeshift smokehouses. Anything from pieces of wood, corrugated metal, old refrigerator shells, you name it, they were able to make something out of it. We would spend the day prepping the meat and marinating it the day before. You let it rest overnight, then hang out all day while the meat smoked. It was a great time to spend with family and friends, and the one thing I remember is going home and smelling like smoke. And through the magic of TV, I've got one that's already been soaked. Now, remember I told you I went to the store yesterday to grab the ingredients and they didn't have pork butt. So they had pork shoulder and it was bone in. So I had the butcher slice it already. So these are in steaks. You can put them on the grill in steaks. You can put them in strips, totally up to you. But I don't want you to be like, you just cut strips and how come now they're steaks? This is the batch that I soaked overnight before it. But let's head outside to the grill, which is the secret for this one. This is gonna be made on the grill. It's a Traeger grill, it smokes, but you can also make it in those little charcoal grills too. There's some good resources online, check it out, but let's head outside. So to start, we'll go ahead and turn the grill on and then we're gonna head and set that to smoke. You'll hear some noise and that's just it heating up, and we'll wait till we see the smoke start to come out of the grill here. What you wanna do is load up the pellets that you want in here. So if you look inside, these are mesquite. These are pellets made of crushed up wood, mesquite. I like to use guava normally here, but when we do mesquite, it's the same type of tree, a little bit different when you use the mainland ones, but that just goes in there. So once the smoke starts coming out like that, you'll go ahead and put it to the temperature that you want. And for smoked meat, we'll wanna set it to 180. If your grill has a 200, you could go there, but mine doesn't. So we're just gonna go to 180 today.
Yep.
Once the smoke has mellowed out, you can go ahead and get the meat going. Normally you would wait for it to preheat, but that's okay, you can put it in while it goes. So try and let a lot of the drippings, not a lot, but most of it go back in. And then you'll just set it onto the grill like this, and we'll smoke that. Again, remember, these are steaks because I pre-soaked them, but it works the same. And this was like the butt end of the piece that had a bone in it, but I never tried it. We'll put it in and see what happens. And now what we'll do is I have this KitchenAid thermometer, and if you see it's set to pork, and we'll wanna set it to rare, medium rare. And it'll alert me at 145. So you'll put the thermometer into the thickest part of the meat, which probably would be this one, but we're watching the steaks more than anything else, like that. And then all we'll do is close it. And now that the internal temperature has reached the 145 mark, be careful, it's warm, that probe. You can take the probe out, so that red coating, that's the smokiness you're getting. And we'll see how this one turned out, the bony one. All right, let's go inside. All right, now we got the meat out of the smoker. So right now it's at 145 degrees, but we'll wanna fry it up. I'll show you the secret ingredient in just a little bit. So heat the pan over medium-high heat, and all you wanna do is slice this up. Now the fat cap, it's fine. Just toss it in there because that'll be the oil to help cook down when the pork cooks down. And we're gonna cut up some onions, some sweet Maui onions. If you can get your hands on those, that's a winner. If you can't, well, shucks, but regular onions will do, I guess. So you see how it's kind of a tough outer shell? That's from the smoking. So if you look inside, it's still this like pinky color, but don't worry, we're gonna fry it up and we're gonna get that temperature up with a delicious glaze to put on the outside. So just bite-sized pieces. Doesn't really matter. No rhyme or reason. Some people like strips, some people like chunks. I just like to eat it. Now we can start putting this in so we have space. Try to cut them about the same size. And here I am cutting them bigger. Oh well. So the heat's going up, that's going. We'll put this in. Again, fat cap is good. So you don't need oil in the pan for this one because the fat cap is gonna render down and get oil into the pan to help fry that up. You can start to hear it, and that smell, that smoky smell just really sticks out for these. And then the marinade that's soaked into the meat gives it that extra like sweet and salty flavor from the sugars and the shoyu. Okay, now the sweet Maui onion, which is so yummy. So I'll cut that up. Once this gets a little bit heated, we'll add that special ingredient. And some of you might already know what it is. Okay, sweet Maui onion. So you're gonna cut the top off and you're gonna cut the root off. You're gonna turn the onion so that it's top to bottom, head to root, top to root, and you're gonna cut slices, just like this. Skinny stroke, skinny slices, I mean. And once you feel like your onion is starting to tip, you'll tip it down to the side like this, and then just continue chopping. And that's how you get sliced onions. So while this is starting to heat up, it's gonna take a little while on this one because this is the portable cooktop. It takes a little bit longer than the regular stove. But that one secret ingredient that makes smoked meat the bomb, guava jelly. Now, I don't know what was going on Maui and why there was no guava jelly. I went to so many different stores to get guava jelly and everybody was out of stock. Like, what's the odds that you'd be out of stock of guava jelly out of all the things? But I found me some. So you're just gonna take a tablespoon or two and you're gonna toss that in. Trust me, game changer. They even write songs about it here. I would sing, but I can't sing. Maybe we can insert a quick clip. All right, once the jelly starts to caramelize, what do you say? I think I say caramelized. But anyway, once that starts happening, then you can add the onions in and you're just gonna cook it through until it's translucent. And this is the ultimate poo-poo dish. This can be a plate lunch dish. And that's how you make smoked meat without a smokehouse. If you like grilling recipes and you want to check out more, then check out this playlist here. And until next time, hui ho!
Thank you for watching my mommy's video.